Hello class. For those of you who may not be familiar with me, I'm Dr. Bill Fleming. I'm your guide in the study of pastoral counseling. I say guide instead of teacher because this is an online class, not a seated class. It means that you will have the freedom to study when you want and at what times you want and where you want. But it also means with that freedom that you have the responsibility of meeting the deadlines, of doing your assignments, and of studying on your own. I'm here to be a guide. Now, I can't be with you in person, but I can be on the phone with you. I can text you. I can email you. I can Skype you. However you want to get in touch with me. At the end of this video, I'm going to put my numbers, and I hope that you will, if you have any questions about what is going on and what we're saying. So I want you to understand what we're saying. I want you to be able to become effective counselors. Now, this class is called Pastoral Counseling. First, let me tell you that does not mean psychological counseling. And psychological counseling is not the equivalent of pastoral counseling, nor is pastoral counseling a substitute for psychological counseling. There are professional pastoral counselors who've also studied psychology and who are certified by the American Association of Pastoral Counselors to do that. This class is not to prepare you for that. This class is to prepare people who are laypersons or ordinary pastors in the ministry to do the day-to-day bread and butter counseling that ministers are supposed to do and are expected to do in their churches every day of the week. Anyone interested in having a certification in pastoral counseling or psychological counseling should look up organizations online and find out what the qualifications are and study for them. And there are other courses that we offer that are for that. But this is not the purpose of this class. This class is to help ordinary pastors do ordinary pastoral counseling. Pastoral counseling, as you'll find in this class, is not considered professional counseling in the sense of a professional psychological counselor. It does not involve keeping rigorous notes on patients, for example, or sticking to certain structures or schedules, rather it is the ordinary counseling that pastors do every day with members of their parish or visitors to the church. It does not deal with psychological matters, but with spiritual matters. And we'll be discussing the difference between psychological counseling and pastoral counseling and spiritual matters and psychological matters at great length later on. Now, this does not mean, however, that we can substitute for mental health professionals. Rather, we perform a service that mental health professionals cannot and do not do, which is to deal with the motivations behind the things that we do, not simply how to change the actions or the feelings, but how to get to the heart of faith matters that really motivates us all. Pastoral counseling is counseling by pastors in areas of spirituality and the Spirit. These are the areas that pastors know best, better than anybody else. It is counseling about what motivates us, what inspires us, and what keeps us going in times of trouble. It is leading us to a deeper relationship to God. It is not meant to supplant other forms of counseling, but to give a reason for living, for hoping, and for enduring. Throughout this class, we will be discussing the difference between the spirit and the psyche, and between pastoral counseling and psychological counseling. We will be seeing what can happen in a person's life when he or she is fortunate enough to have a good pastoral counselor who can lead them and counsel them in right and wrong and how to stay on the right side. Jesus was called a wonderful counselor, and so he was. Jesus is the great counselor, and my hope for you is, As you study pastoral counseling and as you do it in your life, you will be helped by him in the process of learning how to become a more effective pastoral counselor.